So how many of your original class were you able to retain for the sixth grade year?
7. Because I have 3.
7 and then 6
Except
after.
for Schultz.
Yeah.
The one he was here before, he's just back. He's doing really, really well here too. I don't know if he would have done as well at the middle school.
No, he went to homeschool like in December of last year, and then he came back to us this year. He's really doing very, very well. We're really pleased with his progress, and so are his grandparents.
Yes. He's doing really well.
Item 5, student attendance.
Dr. Green, did you have anything?
Yep. All right. A couple months ago, said we would work on this. Last board meeting, I showed up, we have it. So we broke down the data from last year's end of the year assessment for grades. Well, for this year's like first through 12th graders. So, what we look at is the students coming in right now, our first graders, those, for example, those who were not chronically absent, our proficiency rate for first graders was 51%. However, those who were chronically absent, it was 39%. And then you go on down the line there. In math, 63% were proficient or net mastery versus 57%. Only twice in the data set did we have where those who were chronically absent had a higher proficiency rate than those who were not chronically absent. And you will see it's 5th grade math, and it's almost a tie there. And then 11th grade, 11th grade ELA. But if you look at the bottom, the overall analysis, there's quite a bit of difference between the proficiency of those who are chronically absent versus those who are not chronically absent.
Is there any indication why that would have that discrepancy for those two areas? I mean, obviously the one you said very close, so that can be just a margin of error. But that's 11 percentage points on ELA.
So at that point, we're looking at that would have been the PSAT 10. So for that particular year, the PSAT 10, like the SAT, evaluates like all things, geometry, algebra, and the 10th grade math quarter, so I'm going to a different one there, go back to ELA, and I apologize. So that one, all the standards are they kind of are the same. ELA is good on each other. It could be that class. It could have been the kids that were chronically absent in that group kind of pushed it over just a little bit. They may have had a stronger foundation in ELA that year. There's just a few things that it could have been. So I'm going to argue that it's probably a group of kids just that group had a stronger foundation in ELA at some point. But the data is pretty clear. You come to school, more likely you are to be more successful.
Do we know what's driving the chronic absenteeism?
There are many factors that are going to drive it. The biggest one that I found is on the secondary level is apathy. That's been the biggest one. I think we saw when we had the pandemic, we had all these learning options, and then all of a sudden online learning has bloomed. The idea that I can just do it at home, through the classroom, whatever, that has kind of bred some of that apathy. I know the high school is working on addressing some of those issues that would make it not as advantageous to do that. But I'm mostly working on improving the level of rigor in the instruction in the classroom so that it's not something you can just do at home. You're going to have some peer and teacher interaction to make that happen.
What about encourage? Since you're here. So I hear you, and that's good, and if we've got a lack of apathy and a lack of engagement, what are some ideas that are coming up to encourage that care and engagement?
I think with the creation of the PBIS program, incentive-based matrix that we came up with last couple of years, we are now kind of looking at, instead of that being an overarching school plan, we're working with the middle school teachers specifically, encouraging high school teachers to, they're a little bit slower to adapt to some of that because it seems elementary to them. But for example, in November, we are doing an attendance incentive. So all students who have less than 2 absences will be going into a drawing for a middle school and a high school prize. But then at middle school, I met with each of the grade levels, and we are encouraging more of a class-to-class kind of competition with attendance. So, for example, the teachers in 6th grade may set the standard that the first of any of their classes with 5 days of perfect attendance, they would get a reward. And kids could kind of be a part of that, but we're starting this, so teachers are kind of driving the rewards or incentives right now. We don't want to take away from instructional time, so in advisory on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, in both middle and high school, they do some form of IXL, progress learning, or high dosage tutoring. So if it would work, giving kids a Friday recess or a Friday free period, that time to go outside, go to the gym, shoot ball, something. And then it's not limited to that first class. Any class that would that month get the 5 would then be eligible to participate in that. In December, we are looking at behavior, month-long kind of focus. In January, when all of our kids take their second benchmarks, we're looking at a performance one to look at which classrooms grow the most for testing groups to come up with a reward with that. So we're trying to take some small steps the rest of this year and really kind of bring the PBIS model down to the grade level of the classroom.
How's that seem to be working so far? I know we're early into the system, but
I'm sorry.
how's that seem to be working so far? I know we're early into the system, so.
Well, the school-wide, we gave the incentive cards, they were the orange, the gray, and the black. Kids really like those. When we had our state monitoring with special ed, they recommended that maybe we do them every 9 weeks instead of every semester. So that's still kind of new because they were here this month, and so going back and trying to reboot, we may be able to do that second semester and do 3rd 9 weeks and 4th 9 weeks. But it's slow. We did do a reward for behavior for middle school with the in-school football game that we did, and it was hugely popular. Kids participated. The athletes and the adults both that were there as parents said it was a great opportunity for the kids. Lots of kids said, I'm going to come to these things. So again, a positive just for coming to school and not getting in trouble.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Thank you. Item 6, student disciplinary hearing. I'll make a motion for the West Virginia Code 6-98-4, paragraph 2, student discipline that we go into executive session. Second. Motion by myself, seconded by Mr. McBride, according to West Virginia Code 6-98-4, paragraph 2, student discipline that we go into executive session. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained? The minutes reflect by 5-0 vote, we will go into executive session. The time now is 6:15 p.m. Third, I said 2, it's 3. Yeah. Let me rephrase that. For the West Virginia Code 6-98-4, paragraph 3, student discipline. Thank you, Mrs. Sarver. I was looking at it here, just earlier, and I see it was in paragraph 3. So I'll make the motion according to West Virginia Code 6-98-4, paragraph 3. Second, so we have a motion by myself, second by Mr. McBride, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Minutes reflect now, we'll go into executive session at time of 6:16.